Hey, how y'all doing? Back again, another episode of It Factor. As always, I'm your host, Jeremy Robinson, and today we have someone special. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Janaé Adams. I am based out of Atlanta. I went to Clark Atlanta with Jeremy and graduated in 2019. My journey has been a little wild. I started off in production and as a journalist. I was at, different places and moved like around different companies. And now I'm a broadcast agent at a talent agency called CSE Talent.
Got you. So with that, how are you doing? Mentally, physically, emotionally? How are you doing?
I'm good. Trying to balance everything. Some days are a lot harder than others. I think I've like gone into like a little groove as far as like what I kind of like to do is my little cheat code is I'll make some days out the week super, super busy. So like today was a busy day.
Right.
But then to balance it out, tomorrow is not a busy day. I only have like a couple things to do. So I try to kind of space things out instead of kind of have like something on my plate every single day. I'm one of the people I would rather do. Okay, I know I'm slammed on Tuesday, Wednesday, but that means Thursday, Friday, Monday, I'm cool.
Right.
So that's kind of like my little ways to kind of balance.
I respect it. I do the same thing, man. I have to like spread it out. I'm like, we got to make some work. There's a lot that can happen, especially after work for me now. It's just a lot going on. But in that, I would say also like, so how was it attending and graduating Clark Atlanta from Clark Atlanta University?
It was cool. I only was there 2 years because I transferred in from Alabama A&M. But I think the hardest part of it was just like being a student athlete. I took my junior year off to just kind of like focus on journalism because I didn't think I did a good job of doing that in like my first 2 years of school. So junior, I really wanted to like tap in, lock in into like trying to get internships and whatnot. And once I started to get internships, like senior year, it was like, okay, I want to have fun, but then I also want to like be on my stuff too. So like I think senior year was like a lot because I had like an internship and then I was like playing softball and then I joined my sororities all at the same time. So it was kind of like a lot going on. So I feel like I didn't really if I had to go back and redo things, I don't know what I would take off my plate or if I could, but I would try and make more time for like doing college stuff because I think like when people talk about major events, I missed a lot of those, especially my senior year. I wasn't really present. So
Yeah, you
I
was
think that's
everywhere.
how I did.
Back to back to back. You was everywhere, man.
Yeah, I was everywhere. Like, I don't know.
All right, it's paying off now though. I would say it's paying
Yeah.
off now. So like, my thing is that like, so you went into mass media and the journalism space. Was that a thing that you liked when you were a kid, or like how did you find out about that? What piqued your interest to go into that?
Yeah. That is something I liked as a kid. Like I think it was like around eighth grade. I wanted to be like a sports reporter. I didn't know what that would look like, but I just knew I wanted to talk about sports because I figured out you could get paid to talk about sports.
Uh-huh.
And then my freshman year of high school, one of my teachers, he was a we had like a thing where he taught like sports journalism like for 1 week, and I kind of joined that little impromptu class for the week. And he had different people come to the class. And like some of them were like writers, and so he took us to like a Warriors game, a Kings game, San Jose Sharks game, and then we met like the different people on those teams. So I kind of just knew at that point like this is what I want to do. Like, and it's crazy because to this day, that same teacher ended up becoming, he just got promoted to like the general manager of Uninterrupted.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
Do y'all
crazy.
stay in touch?
Yeah.
That's
Like
what's
literally when I was in Super Bowl a couple weeks ago, was
uh,
gonna see him, but we just didn't get to cross paths.
got you. So y'all like hey just skipped over that. I was at the Super Bowl, like you was just down the street. But that, how was that experience, man? How was the Super Bowl?
Oh, it was amazing. Like that. So like, Super Bowl came to Atlanta in 2018.
Right.
So like I counted that I kind of went to, but at the same time I didn't work it. So like this was like cool for me being like my first time as a professional
Mm-hmm.
attending. So it was super busy. Like it was just like my day today consisted of just like, there was a woman in sports brunch that I went to on Tuesday. And then Wednesday was like just meeting up with different some of our different clients and like just like the little media section where all the media people were. So I was kind of over there just finding new people, like just kind of networking the whole time. And then I got lucky and like one of my friends, she's actually a Spelman grad. So I've been friends with her since like, at the AUC. And she gave me a ticket to the NFL honors like hours before the whole event even happened. She was like, "Hey, you want my ticket?" And I was like, "Yeah." So just little things like that, that AUC connection is real.
You need that network real too. You just say, hey, look, I got you. Look, I'm gonna slide something to you. So with that, I will say this too. Like, so with your jobs, you saying you took a break and you started interning, and then we graduated from Clark Atlanta in 2019, and you started working for say the Saints, Pelicans. You worked for the athletic and production and writing spaces. Which one was your greatest experience? And in that, like, how did it spark what you do now?
My greatest experience? That's a hard question.
Yeah.
Um,
If it's greatest or which one easier for you?
um, I would say so. I guess the greatest would be, MLB Network when I first graduated, only because like I got an Emmy there. So I mean, like that's something I could hold on forever, especially with the transition. I don't think Emmys are my feature anymore because I don't work in production and stuff like that anymore. So that was definitely great. But like I think the Saints and Pelicans was really special for me because I had it was a black woman who was the VP of production. So she was like my head, but then underneath her was a black male. And I feel like that's extremely rare in media where you have like both people I reported to were black. So we had like a group chat, like they were very like, we know for a fact that you're not going to stay at this job forever, but we're going to try and have you learn as much as you can. So like she was introducing me to people from other companies, just really like just trying to be like a mentor to me. And I think that was like I think that helped me more like where I am now, even though everything I did the Saints and Pelicans, it was like video editing and whatnot. So it doesn't necessarily tie into what I do present day, but it was just like having those two people look out for me, I think kind of just helped me gain confidence, especially being young and black in, media. That's hard. And that was like corporate. I didn't think of it when I took the job that working for the Saints and Pelicans would be like corporate because it's like sports. But then it's like, yeah, it is. Cause like, you know what I'm saying? Like where I was seated, like the owner of the team's office is like on the other side of the hallway. So I didn't think of it like that, taking that job. So I think that all kind of helped.
Man, so what would you tell someone that wants to be in your shoes now that what you have in that experience that you do have?
I mean, the biggest one is networking. I think I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for networking. And networking, I think people take it as, here's my business card. Let's stay in touch and let's just be super professional. I think it's a lot of it is like people want to be personally know you. There's a bunch of students that approach people, on a day-to-day basis. And like my two biggest mentors, like one of them I met him at like his book signing and just, show love to his book, and he was a Clark grad, Marcus Thompson. And he inspired me to even transfer to Clark. I wasn't planning to transfer to Clark. I was planning to transfer to like I think I played Arizona State, Texas, like those big schools. But because of him and I seen like his success, it was like, okay, let me apply to Clark. So I think, and he's always looked out for me ever since. And I think when you have those personal connections, people really look out for you the long term. And then also I would just say it's a lot about having confidence in yourself and not letting yourself self-doubt. I think I did that a lot early on in my career. If I had regrets, it would be when I was in New Orleans and even MLB. I think I didn't take advantage enough of those spaces I was in, because I kind of just was like, I'm young, I don't really feel like I fully belong here. So I kind of let myself, talk to myself like that. And I think that, yeah, I wouldn't do that
Make
again.
yourself talk like that. You got an Emmy. You got an Emmy, man.
I know, and it's funny. And you know what's crazy though? Like I didn't count that Emmy. Like I don't. So like I think I don't know whenever it was posted that we won that Emmy. I didn't publicly post it until like 2 months later, because in my mind I was like, I mean, this is like the self-doubt type of stuff. So like that Emmy was like, a lot of us worked on it, and like to me, I was like, I didn't feel like what I did was significant to like have bragging rights about it. Like I really was like talking to myself like that, like, well, all I was doing was creating video for this show, but it's not like I was the producer of the show. So why am I over here bragging about, like, I was really like thinking like that. And I was, because at the time when I found out that we won that Emmy, I was nominated for another Emmy at the Saints. Yeah. So I was nominated for an Emmy at the Saints, and that one, yeah, 2 nominations, but we didn't win that one. But I was more proud of the Saints one because it was only me my two bosses whose names were listed. So I was in my mind like, okay, well, this Emmy has all these people and I was really insignificant, but this one I created this concept and we got nominated. So for me, I was thinking so much on that Saints Emmy, like this is the one I'll be proud of. The other one doesn't matter. And that was dumb because I was just focusing on that. But like I think that goes back to like what I was saying, like when you doubt yourself and you think of like, you know, I want to do something, from start to finish and have like a big say in it. You're not realizing the fact of getting an Emmy is so hard. You making them graphics, that's why you get the Emmy trophy because you were a part of that. You had to wake up at 7 a.m. just like everybody else and work on this for hours. So I wasn't thinking of what I did was that big. So I think I don't know. I think a lot of people do that and don't realize it because I didn't realize how big I was like, that was self-doubt until time passed.
Yeah, I definitely about to get on to you because I remember that day. I remember saying it. I was like, Janae, bro. We in the house like Janae got it. It's like we got an Emmy,
Oh, thank you.
That's our friend. I was talking to Caleb about it. He was like, yeah, bro. I was like, yeah. Now we know she's a great writer. I'm proud of. And with that, I would say, just to see you win that, you say you doubted it and stuff. I do it too. Doubt certain things. Been doing this podcast thing for 3.5 years, and like I just finished my book. It come out Friday. And I was there with my wife, me and Courtney just talking. She's like, "How you did this? You doing this?" And she like just naming all the stuff, and I'm just like, "Yeah, but I still ain't sold a copy." And I'm thinking about like,
you're always thinking about the negative thing that you haven't done instead of looking at the present of what you did do. And I'm glad that you have a supportive wife to kind of like remind you, like to celebrate those wins. Like every win is a win. Because I think that really is just like that's kind of like I don't know if it's like our generation or what, but I think a lot of people do that. Like we really just be like talking ourselves out of our wins. And it's like we don't gotta be downplaying everything. You should be proud of some stuff.
You're right. I've seen it, but I'll tell you what, man, Janae, I can show you now. I got it came in the mail, and I was like, I did this.
Aww.
Like, literally.
I love that.
And I was like, once I seen it, I was like, oh yeah.
You should be proud of yourself for real.
Yeah, I was like, we good to go. Then even the people that I get to interview, it's just amazing. Like, and to be able to write about it and then now see that it's coming out and just be able to still interview people. I just love it. I wish that in college I was in journalism like yourself. Like I wish that. Like I'd be like, dang man, But with that, I would say, so how was it, playing baseball, playing softball like you did? Let's get it right. And working for the MLB. How was that a full circle moment for you?
Oh, it was crazy. Like it was a crazy full circle moment, especially like because like I grew up as a Giants fan. Like that's how I fell in love with the game. Because I got lucky. Barry Bonds, played for my team. Like we won 3 World Series, and I went to every single parade. So like just going from that, and then years later, I never would have thought to be working for MLB. I always thought maybe I'll be like writing or something. But just being able to like be in the building was like really full circle moment. It's even crazier because like how I got that job. A lot of people don't really know. It's like I went to the National Association of Black Journalists convention that year in 2018. It was in Detroit. And I met so they have like a big career fair. And at the table, I would say like at least 80% of people are trying to be on-air talent. So I came up to the table and was like, hey, I want to be a producer because that was my goal to be a producer. And she was like, you're the first person today that said that they wanted to be a producer. Like, oh my gosh. And then she gave me the person's number and their email and whatnot. She was like, contact him. He's like the head of MLB Network. So I followed up and contacted him, and literally I never had an application or anything. It kind of just went like that. And I felt like it was a crazier full circle moment just because like I got it, in a space that's for Black people to succeed and get those job opportunities. And MLB's not, the biggest Black space.
Right.
So I think it was crazy like that, how I'm just grateful. Like, that's why I always advocate for NABJ people to join that. Even if you're not even a traditional journalist, like even you didn't get a journalist degree, but I think even that being in that type of space will make you like, it kind of just feels like a family reunion, seeing like different people. Like you'll have Stephen A. Smith in the same room as you, but it's not like he's untouchable.
Right.
He's there for the same reasons as you. Some people are there to find jobs with the career fair. Some people are there just to network.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you're there for, you're gonna gain something. So I think it's crazy. Like I got that dream job from that space. Because I didn't think that going into it. And the crazy thing is I was only able to go to the event because my teacher at Morehouse sponsored me. He sponsored me and like 6 other students, maybe something like that. But he paid for all of us to go to Detroit and everything.
That's all right. That's all right. You don't have to send me that. You don't have to send me that.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you the link, and you should definitely. Anybody watching this, you should definitely join and go. I think this upcoming year is in Birmingham, so that's only like 2 hours from us.
That's down the street.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, what is your it factor? Why you do what you do?
I don't know exactly what my it factor is. But why I do what I do, I'll say at least why I do what I do now. Is because I feel like, I mean, you follow me on social media. Like there's a lot of times where I'm just posting jobs that I see open and just letting my followers know of it. And I feel like now that is my job essentially for my clients to get them their dream job. I never had dreams of being in front of the camera. That was never something I really wanted to do. But now it's like people who do. Now it's like I can help someone, go from a random city, in the United States as a reporter and help them get to like, be Robin Roberts, like someone like that. Get them to Good Morning America or whatever. And I think like that makes me more happy than like somewhere along the line, I didn't become happy for me to try and climb up the ladder, so to speak, of trying to like gain jobs. And I didn't want to do that no more. And I think what I'm doing now, that's like my it factor has always been like, I've always been good at networking and keeping connections with people in different areas. So now it's like all them years of networking, I just now use them for other people now. So it's kind of like my way of service. That's kind of how I look at it.
I liked it. I liked it. And then I also would say, that's why I started the podcast too, because I'm an engineer. But like I realized, like I know a lot of athletes be able to reach out to them, and every time I do it, like I wrote about it in the book. A lot of people always ask, like, how did you do that, or how did you get in touch with this person? I'm like, I hit up Janae, and she happened to know something. So and then, and people, I was like, that's how networking works. I think people think it's like a figment of, dang, it's all about I got to do this and I got to get this status. Like, nah, it's not. It's what is it? It's not what you know, it's who you know. A while that started working for me, and I just keep using it to this day, and just staying on that journey of trying to help other people, not trying to gain them from it. I think the gain from it is me seeing somebody else see somebody like, hey, you really did it. I can go and do that.
Yeah, that's amazing though. Because that is true though. Like it really is just like that feeling of seeing somebody else gain. I don't know, that's just greater.
Yeah, feel
I
better.
feel like we all win it. I think so many people want to gatekeep things these days and want to like, I'm winning, so I'm not going to share my resources. Like that's lame. We all can win.
I just sit there like, all right, cool. Yeah, you get your yes, you get your no's. It's like, all right, cool. But I will also say with that, what is your ultimate life goal? Like life goals, because I've done this a lot. People have multiple. I know I got.
So the funny thing is, I don't think my life goals are career anymore. They used to be all career. Like if you asked me this when I was at MLB, my career, whenever someone asked me that, I always wanted to like create a show like First Take, but like have my own show like that. But it's like more women's sports, things like that. That was always my goal. So now I guess my goal is like hopefully one of my clients gets to be able to be on one of those set shows. But just in general, I mean, my goals in life are just to like actually live life, Like I feel like I'm 25, 26 this year. So like the first years of my career, it was all just like all work. Like that was it. I missed people's birthdays. I missed, a whole bunch of stuff. And now it's like in this position, I just want to actually like make time for what's important and still like do a good job at work. So I think like now, like my life goals is really just like, I really want to travel. I haven't really been traveling. And but yeah, career wise, I see myself like being here as an agent at least like 20 years. Like that sounds like a long time. It's kind of scary thinking of it like that. But it's definitely one of the things where I want to grow with my clients. Like for example, one of our clients is Ernie Johnson, and he's been our client forever. Right. So I would want to be like that, like where my colleagues, they're like, yeah, I remember when we first signed Ernie and he was, y'all didn't know who he is to where he is now. And everybody knows who he is and all the amazing stuff he's done. So I kind of want to just like help someone's career grow like to that level. So I think that's like my career goal, and then life goal is just to live, have fun.
Dope. That's dope. That tells me that you like what you're doing. So
Yeah, I really do. I think I really like it so much just because it's like, one, it's a small agency and we all get along and whatnot. And then two, it's just like, that balance. I'm finally able to have like, I could do what I want to do, but I don't have to sacrifice myself in that.
right.
There were times like, especially like in New Orleans, like where I was like working like literally all day. Like that's draining, like skipping meals and whatnot. Cause like I'm trying to get stuff done and just moving around. Like that's not for me no more.
Nah. So outside of your occupation, who is Janae?
mm, like what all I do. So I guess, okay, well, I mean, the biggest part of me is I'm a mom now,
Right.
So that's the biggest part of me now. And that also explains for why I slowed down a lot of things. So I don't want to like do too much moving around. So yeah, that's the biggest part of me. Probably heard her in the background yelling and whatnot. But yeah, that's I'm a mom, young mom, trying to figure things out. I love my daughter. She's the best thing ever. Like just seeing her grow every day. That's like, like yesterday, we literally went to the park and she found her way to the softball field. And then there's some little girl like playing with her mom. And Lonnie sat on the bench and was like just staring there, just staring at the girl, just watching like intently. And I'm just like, wow, like that's kind of scary. Like I'm looking at myself probably as a little kid.
A few more years is you're gonna be out here.
And I don't know if she's gonna want to do softball, but if she does, I'm gonna be happy because that'll be like, wow, teaching my own daughter. Like I didn't think that. So, that's me. And then I guess everything else is me. Like I'm a homebody now. I love food. Follow me, I'm always eating somewhere. And I'm just always like, I'm always like just chilling now, trying to just find new things to do, like new hobbies and whatnot. Where'd you come from? Say hi.
Hey.
We get a Lonnie feature.
Hey, that's what's
You heard me
up.
talking about you. But yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So before we do close, would you happen to have any questions for me?
You answered what your it factor was, right? Okay, so then I would say then is there anywhere that you want to grow your podcast? Like is there like goals that you have for your podcast, like certain guests that you would love to have? Like who's like your ultimate guest that you would want to come on?
Ultimate guest, I would love to interview someone like Shannon Sharp. Definitely.
Be cool.
The reason being is he's from rural Georgia, like I am, and he went to Savannah State. And just to be able to talk to him about that, I don't feel like nobody tapped into that yet. I don't want to do that. And just even some of the people I already been able to interview, I feel like just being able to, even with this book, I'm seeing how I can top that next, and like that makes me like excited. And the top is like not trying to, I'm proving something to myself, not trying to prove anything to anyone else. And I think with that, just being able to show people like yourself in the amazing things that you do, because even last night I was talking to Aaron and Ricky, because Ricky came down. And Rick was like, I was like, yeah, I'm interviewing Janae, man. We was gonna do it today, but we doing it tomorrow. He's like, yeah, she's famous. Yeah, you gotta interview her, bro. I can't wait to do, because that's how we have to do. You have to do that, and I feel like it's famous is more as like she on the show. That's good, but like look at what Janae has done. It's like giving you your flowers, because you talking down about the Emmy a couple of years ago when you got that. You just don't know how he was in the house when we found out. He was just like you had won a championship or something.
That makes me so happy, like to hear that, because it's like, especially like when I won, like that was like a rough time in my life. Like that was a pandemic when I won. Like that was
we needed that.
April. Yeah, it was like the very beginning of the pandemic. So I'm over here like my job kind of just was like, we didn't know what to do. The job's go over here messed up. You worrying about family. I'm in New Orleans, and my family was in California at the time.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I was out of it. And then I got that and I'm just like, oh, this is cool. And then here come the doubt. Because like when that anxiety hits you and you just and all that stuff going through your head, you don't know. And so it's kind of really comforting to hear that like y'all was like so happy for me and whatnot, especially like at the time I was just kind of like not really feeling it. So that makes me feel really happy. And it's crazy like how life works, because like when I actually physically got the Emmy though, like the time I won the Emmy and the time I got the Emmy, there was a year in between that. So much happened in that year. Right. So I think like especially like when I physically was able to hold the Emmy,
Mm-hmm.
that was like it was like days after my baby shower. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm pregnant at the time now when I actually finally get the trophy.
Uh,
And so it was like all happiness and whatnot. So it was just like a crazy moment.
so that's what's up. I'm beyond proud of you. I want to see you keep growing. One of these days we're gonna do an episode in person because
Yes.
I could do 2 or 3 episodes with you because you're family, you're part of the It Factor Network, and beyond that, you're always gonna be one of my friends because you know why? You
Why?
always take advantage of opportunities,
Oh,
and you
thank
always
you.
willing to help other people. So definitely,
Thank you. And
thank
you always been a good friend too, all these years. So like I told you, like I still remember like our first time meeting.
you.
Like I don't think it was our first time meeting, but it was the first time like we kicked it, me, you, and
Right.
Rick. Like always will remember things like that. And just in general, like you've always been solid. And the only problem is we just live on two opposite sides of Atlanta.
Yeah, you live somewhere far,
You
far,
got an
far.
airport, right? So
Right.
yeah, I'm over like in Gwinnett. So like we just two opposite sides. Yeah. But I work, my office is like right next to the Brave Stadium. So
All
that's
right, cool.
there's a little compromise. We get Braves tickets. So
Great. Okay, we're gonna figure something out.
we got Hawks tickets too. So let me know.
All right, cool. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right, hold it down.